The van idles with the lights off, heat trapped in the metal like a held breath. You taste burnt coffee and gum. A badge is pressed into your palm, then taken back, then pressed again like they're deciding what you are. Spanish waits behind the door. This is your life, level by level, inside a federal translation detail. Act 1: The Infiltration, where language becomes your shield and your cage. You step into a rented house that still smells like someone else's detergent. No family photos, no mail, just folding chairs, a card table, and a box fan rattling in the corner. A DEA agent checks your phone, then your pockets, then your mouth like you're hiding paper under your tongue. Someone from the Mexican federal side, dark polo, clean boots, nods without smiling. You keep your hands visible. You keep your voice even. You translate small things first. He's 5 minutes out. Keep the back gate clear. Don't say names on the radio. You repeat addresses exactly: Interstate 5, Otay Mesa, the truck yard off Siempre Viva Road, because one wrong syllable sends bodies to the wrong place. You tell yourself you're just a tool. You tell yourself words are neutral. You tell yourself you don't belong to either side. Then the safe house door closes, and you realize your accent is now part of the security system. You're not carrying a gun. You're carrying meaning, and it can misfire just as fast. Act 2: The Confession, when truth becomes a commodity in a room of power. They sit him under a bare bulb that hums like a cheap transformer. His wrists are red where the cuffs bit earlier. He keeps licking his lips, like he's trying to pull water out of the air. On the table, a legal pad, a digital recorder, 2 plastic water bottles, one full, one empty. An agent slides you closer, close enough to smell sweat and cologne layered over fear. The questions come in English, clipped and procedural. You turn them into Spanish that sounds polite but lands hard. He answers too fast. He names routes that don't match the map pinned to the wall. He offers a boss's nickname that feels rehearsed. When he pauses, a chair scrapes. A knuckle taps the table once. You translate that silence, too, because everyone is listening for what you omit. You tell yourself you're only repeating. You tell yourself you're not responsible for how it was obtained. You tell yourself the report will sort it out later. But the confession is being bought in real time, and you're the cashier ringing it up. Act 3: The Lie Unraveled. You are the only line between illusion and execution. The room shifts from interrogation to planning without anyone saying it out loud. A whiteboard appears. Someone uncaps a marker with their teeth. Radios chirp in quick bursts: unit numbers, intersections, time checks. You translate while standing, because sitting feels like admitting you're part of the furniture. Hit at 0300. 2 entries. 1 target vehicle, gray Suburban. The Mexican commander wants assurances. The DEA supervisor wants speed. Your mouth becomes the bridge they march across. Then you catch it. A detail that doesn't belong. The man said, La Mesa, when the address sheet says, Mesa Verde. He described a stash wall that doesn't fit the floor plan. You look at the photocopied ID on the table and the fingerprint card beside it, and you feel the narrative snapping into place like handcuffs. You tell yourself you can fix it with a clarification. You tell yourself you can soften a line without changing meaning. You tell yourself nobody wants perfection, just a green light. But your translation is turning a lie into coordinates, and coordinates turn into doors kicked in. Now the plan is moving, and it doesn't care about doubts. One correction could expose you. One silence could seal someone else's fate. The next act isn't about language anymore. Act 4: The Choice, where a single verb can become an order. The marker squeaks as someone circles the wrong street anyway. A laptop is opened just enough to show a satellite view, then angled away like it's classified from you. The air conditioner clicks on, blows cold for 30 seconds, then gives up. A Mexican federale rolls a coin across his knuckles. The DEA supervisor points with the cap of a pen. Confirm the location. All eyes slide to your mouth. You ask the source again, in Spanish, casual like you're fixing a typo. He hears it as danger. His jaw jumps. He repeats, La Mesa, then adds a cross street too quickly, like he's reading from a card only he can see. You watch an agent's thumb hover over a radio push to talk. You hear the team outside loading steel rams and zip ties. You smell the lemon cleaner they used to make this room feel official. You tell yourself you're buying time. You tell yourself you're tightening the language, not the noose. You tell yourself the truth will survive your phrasing. Then you choose a preposition, and it lands like a boot on a throat. Act 5: The Aftermath, where you translate the consequences, not the words. The first update comes over the radio as a burst of static and breathing. Doors hot. Then metal on metal. Then a shout you don't translate because nobody asks. They already understand tone. You stand by the table with the legal pad, your pen uncapped, as if writing could make you useful. Someone's coffee goes cold beside the recorder. Someone wipes a palm on their jeans and leaves a dark print. The next call is clean and flat. Wrong address. A pause where everyone counts silently. We've got occupants. 2 juveniles. No target vehicle. The Mexican commander's face goes still, like a photo that hasn't loaded yet. The DEA supervisor stares at the whiteboard and doesn't erase the circle. You translate the words exactly, and you feel how accuracy can still be a kind of concealment. You tell yourself it was a bad source. You tell yourself operational decisions aren't yours. You tell yourself you did your job by the book. But the book doesn't absorb impact, bodies do, and you were the spine holding it open. Later, paperwork replaces voices. You type timestamps. You initial margins. You watch language get lacquered into miscommunication and actionable intelligence, clean enough to file. The thing that stays dirty is quieter. The moment you felt everyone leaning toward your translation like it was a door handle. Rank fades. Memory doesn't. In every room after, your words still arrive first.